Good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, good morning, good morning. So, excuse my tardiness. I'm having just way too much fun with Rhino Wealth lately. In fact, today I was having so much fun with Rhino Wealth we didn't even get to charts. I just kept blabbing, which means if we didn't have this call, Rhino Wealth would be like, Anthony, enough already. Silencio, por favor. So that's that. All right, so let's get into some good updates. So for those that care about updates of Rhino Wealth, we just made another short-term trade and yielded close to 18%. I think it was 17.67%. And I was actually speaking to one of our investors on the phone the other day who was talking to me about Rhino Wealth. He's like, Ant, you always get out a little early. And there was two reasons for it. One is because I like getting out early. I will always take a gain over the mental real estate at cost being worried about a gain turning into a loss. Always, I'll take it because I'm not greedy. I'm not living on Rhino Wealth's performance. Like, Rhino Wealth is not the main source of my income. In fact, it's none of my income. Rhino Wealth, every profit goes to Rhino Bucks. And, well, Ant, that's not the case. You buy the same amount every day. Well, I've also said after 60 days, my goal is to re-announce a longer campaign. Where do you think that money's coming from? A lot of places, but this money's going there. And I can tell you that longer campaign's already starting to be funded because we've already moved over 22% of my portfolio value in profit. So my portfolio value is still the same. And you might say, well, Ant, what's the portfolio value? Well, not going to tell you, right? That's proprietary. I like being directionally accurate because it also allows me to tap into the behavioral economics. If I gave you actual figures, calculations become my enemy for things that I want to nudge people to do a little bit. And by nudging, I mean nudging which turns into its own self-fulfilling prophecy that warrants and justifies it. Okay, cool. TED. So TED is doing really, really well, like really, really well. So I spoke to the team yesterday and they're just in a good place. Good morning, Abdul. And I said to them, if I nudged you, can it be out tomorrow? They said yes. I said, I'm going to give you till Friday. I don't want to be like the biggest liar ever. I don't want to go out for a third week in a row and say it's coming. And I go, plus I want to give you guys the time. So still finish it. If I could have it in my hand today, I'd be really thrilled. And then let's get it out Friday. So that's where we're at. Unfortunately, we don't know what we don't know. And unfortunately, that sentence is kind of becoming 100% probability that's going to be delayed, but things are only delayed until they're not delayed. I know that sounds silly, but that's kind of the case. It's like, where'd you put your keys? Oh, of course, the last place I looked. Well, duh, why would you look another place? You got your keys. It's always in the last place you look. So delays always happen until they don't. And you don't plan for a delay. I don't think so. So I think tomorrow's going to be a good day. In fact, for those that understand Rhino Wealth, I think there's a 22 red and green on it being tomorrow. So for those that understand, I think you'll get it. That's that. I actually had a really good call yesterday. Well, first of all, Microsoft I spoke to couldn't be less impressed. And unfortunately, it's just the person I spoke to, but it's not often that I yell. Like I yell when I'm on an automated system that's not listening to me. Oh, I didn't hear you. Kind of like anger management with Adam Sandler, where the guy on the plane's like, calm down. He's like, I am calm. Stop saying calm. No, sir, calm down. I am calm. Sir, you're raising. Well, like that's kind of how I feel about an automated system. It's like, I did not hear you. Please try again. Then I'm like, I don't want to say what I would say. In fact, I got on the phone with a lady once and I go, did you hear what I said to the automated system? She goes, no, we don't have access to that. I go, thank God, because I would have to really apologize for a lot of things. I go, I'm sure you're nice. I don't even know your family, but apparently I said mean things about them too. And she started laughing and that was okay. Like you can make jokes of it. But so this gentleman, first of all, he gave me a link that didn't work, a Zoom link Microsoft Teams didn't work. So then I had to go look up his phone number and call him. I finally got him on the phone and I hear a dog barking in the back. He doesn't speak English, which is fine, but his English had a strong accent. You could tell it wasn't his first language, which again, still fine. But it's only fine if I'm observing it, not tolerating it. Like for instance, if English isn't your first language and that's representative in your ability to understand English, well then you shouldn't be on the phone. If you can't understand what I'm saying, then you shouldn't be on the phone. If English isn't your first language, but you have an accent elsewhere, but you understand English, well then okay. So the accent's not the problem. The accent is it door number one accent or door number two accent? It was door number two accent. Okay, fine. And there's a dog barking in the background, like a loud dog. And I said to the guy, I'm like, this is Anthony. We had a 4 o'clock today. Oh, hey, Anthony, hey. I'm like, did you not know this? Like, your link's not even working. Where were you that I'm surprising you right now? What? Say that again? I think we broke up. And I'm just like, so I'm not going to get into the whole thing, but I'll tell you this. 7 minutes into the call, he hadn't given me an answer for anything. He actually didn't have answers for anything, but he understood that I was getting frustrated. And his response was, all right, I'm taking notes right now. I'm going to research this and I could call you back in 3 days. Now, this isn't like, Anthony, you think you're so cool. It's not. I said to him, I go, do you even have any understanding of how busy my day is? That I had to plan this call, and I have this call planned down to the minute. And the belief was, and I'm calling to hire them for $1,000. Like I'm asking, he goes, well, I could give you the buy link. I go, I could get the buy link myself. I have questions. What do you think? I'm just gonna, I go, I'm looking to pay $1,000 for a customer support rep. Do you think you're giving me any confidence at all that this is like when you go to a restaurant, you know what the kitchen looks like by the way the hostess and the bartenders and the waiters look like. If you go to a restaurant and your hostess is like this unkept, egregiously looking, dirty person, what do you think the kitchen looks like? If this is the person they're representing their place with, this is the first person you see, what do you think that kitchen looks like? I'm thinking there's cockroaches all over the place. What, like when you go to the bar and it's the least attractive person, like you couldn't be drunk enough to think this person's attractive. What do you think the kitchen looks like? Because the bartender position is one that's supposed to kind of tease your, whether it's your intellect or your sense of like romance. It's supposed to tease something that with liquor allows you to have a good experience, at least an imagination that keeps you coming back, because Jack Daniels tastes the same everywhere. So if that's the best that they have at the bar, what do you? So when I was speaking to this individual, that's exactly what I thought. I go, if you're the person in charge of selling the product, oh my God. Now, Microsoft's a really big company. I imagine that this is just a bad apple. And maybe it was his first day, right? So I apologized to him, but I apologized to him while yelling at him. And I was not yelling, but I said, I'm a really nice person and I respect everyone. I'm so mad at you for making me be not nice to you. I'm mad at you for that. This guy's like, oh my God, I'm getting yelled at and you're yelling at me because you're yelling at me. I don't even know what to do. But the call ended where, yeah, Travis. The call ended where I said to him, I go, listen to me very closely. I'm a customer of Microsoft. I could be a very big customer of Microsoft. I was calling to buy a product from Microsoft. You have ruined my day. You are the most disappointing salesman I ever spoke to. That doesn't mean you'll always be. You need to take this and do better. I respect you. I appreciate you. I thank you for your time, but you have ruined my day. Goodbye. Even after that, I felt a little bad, but you know what? I know he'll be better. I used to be a salesman on the phone. I guess I still am, but I remember being in the stock market. I remember one of my clients telling me, Anthony, I don't think you could pick the winner of a one-horse race. In fact, I don't even think you could pick your nose right. Give me my money and F off. Do you know what I did? I did that, but the next time I looked at stocks, I looked at them very differently because I always held in my head that. So I do think constructive criticism is a good thing. In fact, everyone in this room knows you can email me the most heinous stuff and I'm like, thank you for it. And I do apply it. I think that's important. So I tried to do my best in a respectful way because again, you never know what's going to happen. I would like this person to do better at his job, But maybe Microsoft records all the calls, and if I said something far worse, they would get on the. They would say, "Listen, sir, we just don't appreciate that type of clientele." And of course, they could say it. Who am I? So there is a. I'm always acting on behalf of Rhino, and I have to know that. Like I'm always acting on behalf of Rhino. I have to. That being said, I would have done the same thing. So I think we're okay. The good call I had. So I spoke to you, or I mentioned that we're looking to do, or not looking, but it's in our near-term plans to develop a product that's TED on voice recognition and then a holographic image of TED talking and moving. I spoke to the company that has the technology to make a head-to-toe 2D, fully beautiful, you could see the fingers moving, quality product. I asked them if they could. I mean, theoretically, that technology could turn into a hologram. I don't see why not. And it was a half-hour call. The call ended with, we are on the books to speak again Thursday, so a week from today. The deal in place, preliminary, would be that they would develop the hardware, or at least point us in the direction for it. They would offer the technology, and we would agree to a X amount of year exclusivity agreement. Because if we're going to make this technology, I'm not making this technology so that you can go ahead and offer it as one of your products, like Rhino wants it. They said it would have to be a 6-figure deal. I said, that's fine, but we're not putting it all up front, but we'll front load it a little bit. If you need 20, 30, 40 up front, and then the rest of the deal makes sense, like we could swing that. So they were very happy and pleased with at least where my mind's at, where their mind's at, and the capability. So Thursday, we're gonna have that call. By Thursday, I believe we would have our provisionary license patent already in our hands and the non-provisional being filed. As I was jogging this morning, I was thinking to myself, if we have a non-provisional utility patent for that device and we have the partnership in place that offers us the exclusivity for it, we kind of only need to make like a model, and we could find a partner that will fund the rest of it. Now, when I was thinking about a partner that would fund it, then you get into the big tech and the corporate, Fortune 500 thing. Like, could you go to Procter and Gamble and say, hey, listen, why don't you fund this the rest of the way, and every recommendation in this would be your products? Well, duh, that'd be like the dumbest thing. Why wouldn't they do it? So you're telling me we have this coolest thing ever, everyone's going to want it, and every suggestion is actually going to be our own products. Therefore, we have a salesman in everyone's house. Yeah, duh. Which then made me think, well, then we could really license this to everyone and make a ton of money. But then it goes to the other points. That's not Rhino. So what? We're going to be in charge of making Fortune 500 companies larger? Like we're going to pour gasoline on social media ads by putting the person in their house? So I can't do that. Like that's, my point is, I think with further thinking, there is something there. Because I don't want to be in the business of manufacturing and all of that. Like I think there's other money out there. I think there's people that can do that stuff better. So the point of this sentence is we're still going to pursue it with the same veracity, but the milestones aren't going to be production. The milestones are going to be patent and contract being exclusive. Because once we have those two pieces of paper, then we can form an idea that does allow it to just run, right? So just sharing a little bit of update on that. Rhino Wealth, I want to not share an update with. I still have not got to any of the work that I've wanted to do for it. It's just, I got to. So today I have this call, then I have an 11:30 call, and then I have to be out by 4 o'clock, which means from 12 to 4, I should just be okay. I've already answered all the emails this morning. Anyone that needed it, not needed, but anyone that emailed me got an email back. So I'm done my emails. I've already done the ledger. I've already done Rhino Bucks. I've already traded Rhino Wealth. We would have completed our calls. I'm going to put them up on the YouTube. My team is in like autopilot mode. So I think I'm okay. I am going to spend some time with the stock market, see if there's something more I could buy, because everyone's really like, we're doing good. And I like to keep that going. But I think I have at least 3 to 4 hours to do it. But then I realize I have nothing in my fridge. I'm going to want to eat something at some point. And I know that sounds silly, Anthony. Like, you're nothing. Yeah, that matters. Like, I've been going since 2 this morning, which means I'd have to leave and go pick something up quickly, which takes, a half-hour round trip. And I know that sounds silly, but my point is my day is so to the minute that a half hour comes out to being literally like 16% of the available time. So I don't know, maybe I'll just eat some nuts. I know I have nuts and cranberries and stuff, but I do have to go shopping tonight. I guess that's it. That's it. So I have our team call tomorrow at 12. So when I say Ted, I believe will be out tomorrow. Obviously, a day has 24 hours. I'm not sure that I'm committing to the morning. In fact, I'm not committing to the morning. Because what I would like to do is I would like to be on the team call with my team at 12 o'clock. And if there's any last, hey, let's talk this through, we reserve the right to do it. And then after that call, I can do an email, hey guys, it's ready, jump on it. So I think if I had to handicap it, I would say expect Ted by 4 o'clock tomorrow, between 2 and 4 o'clock. And that's that. Okay, so that's all I got. Love you all. Today's Thursday. I'll see you tomorrow, and then I won't see you till Monday. Ha 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 ha. Okay, all right, bye.